I know you're going to be using the sort quite a bit to reorganize your data, but now I want to show you how to use the filters.
What's the difference between sorting and filtering?
That's a great question because you always hear the two together. Sorting just reorganizes the data, but filtering is actually going to limit the data so you only see what you need.
Okay.
So all we're going to do is just click in the data, and we're actually going to turn on filters much the same way that we did our sorts. So for example, you'll remember that on the Home tab, we had a sort and filter button down towards the far right, and if you click there, we use that for sorting, but you'll also notice that there's a filter option there.
Okay.
Let me also just show you that you can right-click in your data, and you could go down to filter, just like we did for sort, and you could filter here.
Okay.
You could add a filter to the quick access toolbar, so all the same ways that we sort, you can also filter. But we're going to actually go to the data tab because that's where the sort and filter group is with multiple options.
Okay.
So again, you just click anywhere in the data, and we're going to click on the filter button. Now, I don't know why, but when I watch people work, I notice that quite often they will select the headings first and then turn on the filter. They actually select all those cells. Now, I don't know why, because you notice that was completely unnecessary. If you feel like doing extra work, feel free. But otherwise, again, what's Excel going to do? It's going to go to the header row, look for the header row, find it, and then just turn on those filters. So look at the data. What do you notice there on the header row?
That there's drop-down arrows to the right of every heading.
Exactly. So let's say that we only want to see people in one department.
Okay.
We're going to go to the drop-down arrow for department. And you'll notice that all the departments are listed down there with a checkbox beside them. So let's do this. Let's uncheck Select All.
Okay.
And why don't we go look down and find everybody in Human Resources.
Check mark that. Okay. And then hit OK.
Exactly.
Oh, now it only shows the Human Resources Department.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's click on that drop down again for department. And then let's add another department in there. So why don't we add accounting and engineering? We'll add 2 more departments.
Okay, hit OK. And now the accounting and engineering department shows up. Now, can I filter another column at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's look at the office location. Let's go to that drop down. You have a couple locations there. So let's look at only the people that are in PB2 or PB4.
All right. I'm deselecting all of them, and then I'm just going to select PB2 and PB4, click OK, and now just PB4 and 2, and the accounting and engineering columns are up. Cool.
Exactly. And you'll notice that HR disappeared, even though we had it checked under department, because they're not in any of those locations.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Now, as you look at the data, and this is a fairly small data set, so it's pretty easy to know that you're not seeing everything. But maybe you opened a spreadsheet tomorrow, and of course the filter would still be there if you saved it. How would you know, just by looking at it, that the data is filtered? In other words, you're not seeing all the data. Do you see any clues on your screen?
So I've noticed that the arrows next to the department and office location look different from all the other arrows. And I've also noticed that the numbers here on the left side are blue.
And they're not in order. Exactly right. Some are missing and they turn blue. So that's your visual clue that some rows are missing.
Okay.
And then you're absolutely right. Those column headings change to the tiny little filter now. Once you're filtered by it, hold your mouse over that little filter for department.
Okay.
And it'll tell you what your current setting is if you just hold your mouse over it.
Okay.
And then there's one more visual clue on your screen. If you look way down in the lower left-hand corner, it tells you that you're seeing 8 of 10 records. So that's telling you that you do have a filtered list. Now, none of those are jumping out at you on the screen, but that does give you some things to look for. If you opened a data set and you're not sure if you're seeing all the data or not, if there's a filter turned on, that's a couple clues.
Okay. How do I show the data again?
A couple different ways. So if you want to show it column by column, for example, clear the filter for office location but not for department, why don't we go to office location?
Okay.
Go ahead and click on that filter. Now, you could go down and choose Select All again, but I don't have time for that. So I want you to clear filter from office location. Just click on that. Okay. And it's no longer filtered for office location, but it's still filtered by department.
Oh, okay.
What if you want to clear all the filters at once? Then I recommend that on the Data tab, right beside the Filter button, you'll see a funnel with the red X that says Clear. Go ahead and click that, And that'll clear all the filters that you have with your data without turning off the filters. Now, I know you're not going to believe this, but I've seen a lot of people click the filter button to turn it off and back on again to clear the filters. They just have to click the clear button.
Oh, okay.